A little poison there. All right, Senator Lindsey Graham and Bernie Sanders are set to face off in a major debate called The Senate Project, streaming live and exclusively this Monday at noon Eastern on Fox Nation. Bret Baier will be moderating the debate and joins us now to tell us more. Bret, good to see you. So I've done a lot of these debates in politics. What are the rules of the debate, and are these politicians going to be able to dig into the issues and we can actually see both sides and have them spar a little bit?
Yeah, good afternoon. By the way, I love introing the Senate debate with poison. I think that's really always a good thing to do. But Lindsey Graham and Bernie Sanders are poised for this. You can't think of two figures that are ideologically more far apart as far as where they feel about different issues and their ability to articulate it. I've dealt with both of them in many interviews and debate settings before. But this format is kind of Oxford style. It is opening statements and rebuttals, and then there is a Q&A session with me as the moderator. Basically, I'm providing a blueprint and trying to keep them in the guardrails. But the whole process here is to try to get the old way that the Senate operated with discussion and substance, backing up what you say, not just, tweets against the wall or sound bites that get picked up. And I think it's going to be refreshing. It's 1 hour. It's a collaboration with the Bipartisan Policy Center, the Edward M. Kennedy Institute, and the Orrin Hatch Foundation. And it's based on the premise that Senator Ted Kennedy and Senator Orrin Hatch were very different in the way they looked at politics in the world, but they also came together to get things done occasionally and argued about things they disagreed about.
Yeah, really refreshing. Megan?
Brett, allow me, one, to apologize for the poison, the Chevy Vega of American rock bands.
Oh, come on.
And secondly, I'm kind of hoping that Bernie Sanders and Lindsey Graham really hate each other deep down, so, that some of that bubbles to the surface.
There'll be some sparring specifically. Just when you get into the issues, they're so far apart on some things. There will definitely be some pointed jabs, I'm sure, but it's much more of a discussion and a conversation, and I'm steering it. And as I prepare for this, it's more about getting them to engage and less about me probing them and following up, that sort of thing.
Hey, Bret, I know you have several of these booked. We talked about it on Fox and Friends Weekend. I am curious, though, how hard it has been to book these debates. There is a little bit of a sentiment, not exclusively, but primarily on the left, to not give honor to your opponent's ideas by confronting them or debating them. Have you encountered that? Has it been difficult to book?
No, you know what? Senator Sanders has always been good and engaging. And, one of the things that Senator Sanders supporters will say to you is that he is who he is. He believes who he is and stands by what he believes. And people on the other side of the aisle who deal with Senator Sanders do say that. Even Senator Graham, I talked to him the other night about it. So they're unique figures. Senator Sanders is one of them. As we go forward, we'll see how, this develops. I think there are going to be interesting characters along the way. There's a series of 3 planned. We haven't, kind of unveiled other things. We're going to take part in this one and hopefully do more in the future. It's going to be streaming on Fox Nation live. We will put a piece of it on Special Report, and then there'll be an hour special later on Fox News Channel afterwards.
All right, Bret, it's Janine here. The question that I have is, last night, obviously, you watched the hearing, and I'm just curious as to what you think the end game is with respect to this January 6th commission.
Well, Judge, that was my big question in the post-game analysis on Shannon's show about where the blueprint that they have, where they're going. Are they looking for a criminal charge, or are they looking for trying to prevent former President Trump from running for office again? I do agree with Jessica that there were new nuggets, and several of them throughout, that the committee is going to, they say, back up with testimony. Benny Thompson said afterwards in an interview that there will be witness testimony that ties the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers to Trump's inner circle in some communication. If that happens, that's significant news in that regard. I think some of the things said about inner workings while it was going on are new. But the biggest question is, how can they keep everything together in 7 committee hearings, and where are they going at the end?
Well, and hey, Bret, thank you for having me last night and also backing me up a little there from the A block. It was lonely at this table. I just wanted to add on to Janine's question and ask you about the end game, but insofar as the midterms, if you think that this will have any immediate political effect on what people are going to the polls for in November.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know the answer to this. I think that most people decide, first of all, we're in June, right? We have a long way to go to November. And what is the thing that's driving most people's angst? It's how you're putting food on the table. It's how you're paying your bills. It's the fact that your check may have gone up and you're making more money, but you have less because you're spending, the average, according to Moody's Analytics, is that a family is paying $460 more per month than they were for the same amount of goods and services. $460 more per month per family. Now, that trumps anything else. So is it significant in the big picture? It was a dark, dismal day for the country and on Capitol Hill, and we do need to remember it, and they will. But I'm not sure how much it affects the midterm elections.
You know, Bret, you got Jessica gloating here when you're on air because you agree with her. We're not going to take offense at the table to that. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet.
All right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.